I don't want any of you to take this presentation the wrong way. I am not a historical geneticist, nor am I an ethnopharmacologist. In fact, I'm not qualified in any way. This is a theory I became familiar with several years ago that piqued my interest intensely. Furthermore, it is not my intention to promote illegal drug use, which can be dangerous to your health and to your legal standing. However, I would like to enlighten you to an amusing yet intriguingly plausible theory regarding how humankind came to be. It was first proposed by Terence McKenna, who gave it the title of the Stoned Ape Hypothesis. Now, I'm not saying I subscribe to it 100%, but I do find the stoned ape theory to be an interesting take on human evolution, human thought, and the development of many religious practices throughout human history. There have been many theories and proposed explanations regarding the origin of mankind. A common response made by biblical creationists when confronted with evidence of evolution is, well, if we're descended from monkeys, why the hell are they still monkeys? They may think they've just busted out a zinger, but the stoned ape theory suggests that Homo sapiens evolved from the Homo erectus after introducing psilocybin into their diet. McKenna suggests that about 100,000 years ago, while Africa was getting hotter and more desert-like, some Homo erectus began following large cattle herds north towards Europe. These cattle obviously defecated along the way, and as many of us know, cow pies are a ripe habitat for so-called magic mushrooms. Now, whether our ancestors consumed this fungus directly or were merely exposed to it through insects or any other means is unknown. However, McKenna suggests that after actually introducing psilocybin to their diet, their vision became stronger, their brains became larger and more powerful, and actual language began to be created. This leads us to human thought and consciousness. Federally sanctioned research into psilocybin has shown that this chemical can work wonders in the human mind. I should note that overuse can be incredibly damaging, but low doses have been shown to help alleviate depression, anxiety, and addiction issues. It has also been suggested that psilocybin can aid in brain tissue regeneration, so I don't believe it's a huge leap to suggest that this same chemical played an integral role in expanding our minds and helping us create the language we use today. There is mountains of anecdotal, yet unsubstantiated evidence garnered through independent and very much federally unsanctioned study to suggest that this chemical can have profoundly spiritual and transcendental effects as well, which leads me to my final point, the religious awakening of humankind. This is where I go on to talk about shamanism and the awakening of human consciousness. I haven't written it yet, blah, 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 blah. And I will conclude with this. Again, I don't want this presentation to be taken too seriously. I don't believe that Terence McKenna took himself too seriously when he named his hypothesis the stoned ape theory. I do, however, think that he believed it 100%. And at least to my untrained eye, it appears to be scientifically sound, or at least plausible, or at least highly entertaining, to suggest that human evolution, thought, and religious practices all came to pass with the magic mushroom. And before you complain to your congressperson about this highly offensive and incendiary pseudoscience getting shoved down your throat at this federally subsidized institution of education, I implore you to take the time to at least entertain the possibility that perhaps the evolutionary catalyst that made all of this possible was in fact the dangerous and eternally demonized fungus we all know as the magic mushroom. Thank you, and good night.